Well, it's the very last day of 2016. Kind of a shit year. Lots of celebrities died. Donald Trump's gonna be God Emperor of the world. Yeah, lots of stuff to look forward to for a bright future in 2017. But I tell you what, uh, this was a good year for something that is probably not as talked about in social circles now. But this is a good year for Game Freak and the Pokemon Company. Wouldn't think I'd mention that. I mean, like, in July there was Pokemon Go, and then in November there was the release of Pokemon Sun and Moon. And you know what? I played both of them as a 23-year-old. Still lives in his mother's basement. Hey, it could be worse. Like, I could be a crack whore or something, but that's the position in life I'm still at, despite graduating from college. But I'm a diehard Pokemon fan. It's awesome, and I tried both of them out. And like, I'll tell you what, like, I can recall like two quintessential experiences with Pokemon back in elementary school when it was the big hot thing, and then just this year in July when Pokemon Go is fresh out on the streets, and there were people for like it was huge for just at least 1 month, and then Niantic fucked it up. But it's just still like, wow. I think it was probably more popular this year than it was back when, how I recall it in my elementary years. In fact, I want to go into detail about both of the occasions where I recall Pokemon was the huge thing for kids, and now with Pokemon Go, adults, or like the newer fans that never played it when they were younger, or just people like me who experience overwhelming sums of nostalgia and just want to dive back into it, you know? But I mean, I just always love it. Like, I'm glad it's still going. 2016 is actually the 20th anniversary since the original Red, Blue, Green came out in 1996. So anyway, as I remember it, like, back in, it was roughly 1999, 2000. That was when Gold and Silver came out. So I was back in elementary school, Chanhassen Elementary. That was the really hot shit back then. Like, I got Gold version, and I was still remembering, like, or I was still learning like basic grammar and shit, because like I struggled with that as a kid. And like, how I remember it, like everyone was playing it like during lunch hours and stuff. Like, it's just the hot shit back then. And like, I think I spoke to a girl for the first time because of Pokemon. Like, I actually helped her out with her game. Like, if I recall it correctly, I don't remember if it exactly went down this way, but I could have swore she actually visited my house for me to help her out. Like, she couldn't figure something out. I think like it's like a strength puzzle or something. And she actually came over to my house, and I actually helped her with it. That was a huge stepping stone into my puberty. That little experience. So there was that. Just like, it was just huge. Like, everyone was like helping each other out. Those were brighter times, man. And then, so that was let's put that in perspective, that was 1999, 2000. That was like kind of like an indirect sequel to the original Red, Blue, and Green that came out in 1996. So that was second generation of Pokemon. And then we have 2016, where Pokemon Go came out in July. That in my opinion, probably a lot of other people's opinions, I think that was probably bigger than when it first launched in Japan, like all around the world back in 1996. Because, oh wow, I mean, like, not only was this like, I mean, I knew it would be a genius idea. They didn't do it when I was thinking of it at the time. Like, if Game Freak developed Although I don't know if Game Freak was entirely involved with this app. If they had an app for Pokemon, because that'd be huge, because everybody loves fucking apps. Like, there's an Angry Birds movie, for fuck's sake. Like, they're turning apps into movies, and, like, there's just huge cultural phenomenon with apps. Like, people with absolutely no life whatsoever, they use apps. So, if Pokemon, or any Nintendo game for that matter, was an app, that'd be huge. And bam, July 2016, we get Pokemon Go. And I even gave it a try for a month and got bored with it because, like, it's starting to die down. It's still pretty big now, going into 2017, because they now, coincidentally, they just added Gen 2 Pokemon, so I heard. But anyway, wow. That was huge for like the first 2 weeks, for sure. Like, so I live in Eden Prairie, right? And there's this public park called Purgatory Park. Purgatory Creek, Purgatory Park. Well, yeah, if you're familiar with how the game works, so, like, this is not your ordinary app. Like, you actually have to go out and get the Pokemon. And, if you want to do really good, you need to be near Pokestops. And this place called Purgatory Park had at least, like, solid 5 Pokestops altogether, because, like, there's, like, memorials and stuff. And, like, I remember, like, I took jogs and stuff. I took a jog all around the creek of Purgatory Park, and then as soon as I got to, like, the actual park area, there was at least, like, a solid 80, 100, maybe even 200 people there, just all on their phones catching Pokemon. It was, wow. I mean, that was definitely a step up compared to, like, kids playing on their Game Boy Colors in 1999. Just, like, everybody on their phones, and, like the older kids, or people my age, driving up with their cars playing the Pokemon theme, coming to this park, parking their cars, just to get their phones out, catch Pokemon. I mean, wow, it's huge. That, I mean, like, 2016 was a good, and then this was before Sun and Moon came out. Like, I even got those, I got Sun, and that, like, I played all of them, and, like, this, like, I mean, I played all of them. Diamond, Pearl. I thought Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Black and White 2, X and Y, all those games, like, the past 3 generations were kind of meh, boring, like, it's just Pokemon DLC. And then Sun and Moon come out, and, like, this is, like, my like, they did such a good job with the development of this game. Like, it definitely holds a candle. Like it's like my 4th favorite. Like, just behind Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Like, I love those games. Like, that one's my personal favorite in the franchise. So there's that. It's just all around. It's just a great year for Pokemon. Like, wow. But yeah, just like, I thought I'd never see, like, so many people in the United States. Like, Japan, you can understand, 'cause it's Japan. But, like, here in Minnesota, seeing, like, those swarms of people, like, there's not even a Comic-Con, but, like, all these people in this, like, this Pokemon apparel, catching Pokemon with their phones, that was just amazing. Like, just, like, in the month of July, that felt like, so there was this shitty U.S. presidential election in the primaries. Like, we all took a break from that, and we played Pokemon as United States citizens. And so that's what I'm going to take away from 2016, where Pokemon had, like, its redemption year. It was this year, and it looks like a brighter future for Pokemon, especially with that new console they revealed. Was it called the Nintendo Switch? Like, who knows what possible titles for Pokemon and Game Freak will be waiting for that system too. But bring it on, Game Freak. Like, this reinvested my interest in Pokemon. Like, just love the series. Love how it's just been reinvested this year. Bring it on, 2017. I want to see what you got.